People always say high school isn't a movie. But the day he walked into the library and slammed his football helmet on my desk, I swear the soundtrack started playing. And for some reason, I was the unlucky nerd cast in his scene. I wasn't prepared for Zachary Reed, the kind of guy who didn't just walk through the hallway. He owned it. Captain of the football team, the reason half the girls had something to giggle about every Monday morning. And me? I was the kid who could recite the Dewey Decimal System like it was a rap verse. My social status was so low that even the chess club forgot to invite me to their meetings. The first time Zach spoke to me, I thought he'd gotten lost. "You," he said, pointing at me with a kind of urgency that made my stomach drop. "I need your help, right now." It was the kind of moment you'd expect to be followed by, "Where's the bathroom?" But no. He pulled out a crumpled paper from his backpack, an English assignment due in 48 hours. His eyes darted between me and the paper like it was a matter of life and death. I should have said no. I should have told him I wasn't in the business of academic rescue missions for guys who had never remembered my name. But there was something in his voice, not desperation. Exactly. But a kind of quiet fear. So I agreed. That's how it started, Zach showing up to the library almost every day that week, pretending to read while I explained themes, metaphors, and why the protagonist in The Great Gatsby wasn't just some rich dude throwing parties. He listened in this intense way that made my palms sweat. Sometimes, when our eyes met, it felt like he was trying to read me. By the end of that week, his grade improved, but that wasn't the surprising part. The surprising part was that he kept coming back. It wasn't long before rumors started. People noticed Zach walking me to class, sitting next to me at lunch, even waiting outside the library after my shift as an assistant. I told myself he was just being polite, maybe guilty that I had saved him from failing. But then there were the moments that didn't fit the friendly jock narrative. Like the time he leaned over my shoulder to read something I was writing and his breath tickled my neck. Or when he sat so close during study sessions that his knee brushed mine, and he didn't move away. It was dangerous territory, and I knew it. We lived in a town where even holding the wrong book could get you laughed at, let alone holding the wrong hand. One afternoon, the library was almost empty, the golden light stretching across the tables. Zach was quiet, unusually so. I looked up from my notes and found him watching me. "You ever feel like you're just stuck?" he asked. I froze because yes, that was my whole life. "Every day," I admitted. His eyes softened in a way that made my chest ache. "I think I'm stuck in the wrong story," he whispered. Something shifted in the air. My heart thudded so loudly I was sure he could hear it. And then, just for a second, his hand covered mine on the table. Not long enough for anyone else to notice, but enough for me to feel every electric nerve in my body wake up. Of course, life doesn't let you stay in moments like that. Not in high school. It happened a week later, in the hallway, when someone saw Zach touch my shoulder. It was a small gesture, innocent even, but in that split second, Tyler James, Zach's teammate and self-proclaimed king of rumors, smirked like he'd just caught a headline. By lunch, the whispers had started. By gym class, they turned into taunts. I tried to avoid Zach, thinking I was doing him a favor. I went back to sitting alone, burying myself in books and pretending it didn't hurt. But Zach didn't take the hint. One night, as I was locking up the library, he appeared in the doorway, still in his football jacket. His jaw was tight, his eyes darker than I'd ever seen. "Why are you avoiding me?" he demanded. "I'm not." "Don't," he interrupted, stepping closer. "If this is about what people are saying, I don't care." The thing is, I did care. Not just for me, but for him. Being friends with me was already enough to put a target on his back. Anything more, it wasn't worth it. "You should," I said quietly. "They'll make your life hell." He studied me for a long moment, then shook his head. "You're worth it," he said, like it was the simplest truth in the world. The storm didn't pass. If anything, it got worse. There were locker notes, whispered insults, and one ugly shove in the hallway that left my books scattered. Zach was there every time, picking them up, glaring down anyone who came too close. Somewhere in the middle of it all, I stopped trying to push him away. One Saturday, we ended up in the empty bleachers after his practice. The air smelled like grass and cold metal. We sat in silence for a while, the stadium lights flickering above us. You know, Zach said finally, before I met you, I didn't even like the library. I laughed. I could tell. But now, he continued, turning to face me, it's the only place I can breathe. I don't know if it was the way he said it or the way his eyes held mine, but something inside me gave in. When he leaned forward, I didn't pull away. His lips were warm, hesitant, and when they met mine, the world went quiet. We didn't get a fairy tale ending overnight. People still talked. We still had to be careful. But there was a quiet strength in knowing we had each other. On graduation day, as the crowd clapped and cameras flashed, Zach found me in the chaos. He didn't care who was watching. He pulled me close, forehead resting against mine. You changed my story, he murmured. And for the first time in a long time, I believed that maybe my story was worth telling. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.